All right. Let me see. I think we're going live. I think we're good. All right. So what's up, chat? We crispy? Are we live? Are we good? We up? Yo, Rum Rush, are we good? Are we crispy? Ruham. Sticks. Sama, what's up? What's poppin'? Danny Stab? Yeah, we live. I think we live. Unless there's like a mad delay between. Yeah, we good. What's up? Jay Breezy, yeah, yo, we good. We loud and clear. We're crispy. We are live. What's up, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers? It's your only friend, these YouTube streets. Porter Rock 77. I've reached 7K. Thank you so much for rocking through. You know, it's man, I'm happy. I'm happy that the family's growing and everybody's rocking. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate, through the years of everybody rocking out, putting their input. Jay Breezy was here from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Jay Barry was like, I was the new dude in the circuit, right? While Jay Barry was the seasoned, what was it? What was the thing on Facebook? Bang Bang.
Oh, Bang Bang.
Yeah, my man, he out here and Bang Bang dropping bombs. Then he on Zair's channel dropping bombs. And I'm like, yo, put me in, coach. And Breezy like, all right, no doubt, give this dude a shot. And then all of a sudden I did my thing, I did the NFL combine. I ran the 440. I'm doing all this shit. Breezy like, put this motherfucker in. Put him in the game, coach. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much, hey Breezy. Craig, I don't even know how we met, but we linked up somehow.
Titanfall Princess podcast.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that was, man, it seems like forever ago.
It was, man.
We were young.
Irish podcast.
Yeah, the Irish podcast. That's what it was. Yeah. We were young spring chickens back then. Now look at us.
I owe a lot to her because she actually took that risk because my channel was tiny.
Yeah.
I think when I first got on her show, I was maybe at 300 subs, and she did take that risk. So I do appreciate her doing that. So hope to see her back at it. Again, I know she said some other things happen, but she's always, I always have a soft spot in my heart for her because she took a risk.
Of course, yeah, definitely. Shout out, man. Yeah, shout out to the Irish Pog. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Titanfall Princess. You know what I'm saying? And then so many people come through the channel, right? Of course, we got J-Dub, Zaire. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could name a lot. I used to have a lot of Xbox dudes come through. In fact, if you're on my channel, I used to get a lot of Xbox dudes. But then, weird shit happening. I don't know. Kiss Smooth, shout out to everybody. And then shout out to the new faces, like B Staples, Project Cloud. You know what I'm saying? Strictly Gaming. You know what I'm saying? My sister from another Mr. Luca. Shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to, it's pretty great. Met a lot of great people while doing this stuff like that, But we're going to keep pushing, we're going to keep growing. I see the congratulations from the chat, but really it's about you guys, you know what I'm saying? I really appreciate you guys sticking around, subbing to the channel, coming through during the podcast, you know what I'm saying? Having the conversations, that's amazing, So really, I'm thanking you guys, because you guys is what making this happen. You know what I'm saying? The numbers are going up because you guys are growing, and you're out there enjoying this stuff, enjoying the channel, and then all the panel members that came through. Shout out to Gaming Persona. You know what I'm saying? Loving the What's Up podcast. 2K, my man's already at 2K. Chilling with Colin, chilling with the big wigs. Got Sean Layden, Colin. Now soon Jay Barry's gonna be like, hey yo, Jay Barry, what's up? He be like, who you? I know you. Yo, it's me, P-Rock. Who? I don't know you, man. Elementary school. Get your ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be big. You know what I'm saying? He can be pulling the million subscriber numbers. Oh shit, Jay Barry.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
You know what I'm saying? Just don't forget about the little people. You understand what I'm saying? Never forget about the little peoples, right? No new friends. Be down with your day ones. Be down with your day ones.
Yo, facts.
Nah, but congratulations, man. I'm happy for you, man.
Except B Staples, man. We'll leave him where he's at.
You know what? I like B Staples, man. I like B Staples. That's my dude. You know what I'm saying? B Staples, you know what? I wish B Staples had a channel because, he's not the podcaster the Xbox community deserve, because they don't deserve this motherfucker. They don't deserve you. You know what I'm saying? You better. Man. You better than what they deserve. But you're the one they need right now. You're not the one they deserve, but they need your ass right now, bro, because they hurting. I don't know what's going on, but I like B Staples, man. You know what I'm saying? And thank God for my baby brother. He's out there holding it down. He got 5K on his channel. So shout out to my baby bro. I guess selling all them mangoes to buy his plane ticket from Puerto Rico to the States, it's doing him good. Shout out to my baby bro. I'm happy, man. I'm really in a happy mood, man. I don't know. I'm in a happy mood, right? So let's go through. Let's go down the panel. All right, we got Jay Bari. What's going on, my brother?
Yo, what is good, guys, man? You know what I mean? You know the vibes. Another 60 frames, no lag. Let's get it. Yes. We in here.
Yes, man. Interesting, great podcast with Colin Moriarty. For if everybody don't know, my man had Colin Moriarty, no taxation, on his podcast. Y'all sleeping on my peeps right here, bro. He's giving you the good shit on this podcast. So if you're a PlayStation fan, check out What's Up PlayStation. It is pure PlayStation conversations, games. They will break down the latest games coming out, games that you never heard of. They will break it down, and you'll be like, man, that sounds great. And they get a great cast. Yo, don't sleep on What's Up PlayStation. Watch. It's going to eventually be, I'm telling you, it's going to eventually be the #1 PlayStation podcast. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, Colin Moriarty kind of has that title with Sacred Symbols, right? But I will say the big difference between Colin Moriarty, besides, him being Colin Moriarty, and Jay Bari, they talk games. What a concept! What a goddamn concept! A PlayStation podcast that talks about PlayStation games. Holy shit!
Colin actually showed us mad respect too, man, because he was letting me and Persona know, like, yo, we beat him to a lot of scoops, like Sean Layden.
Everybody wanted Sean Layden. That was the prize, and you got him.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. And they talk games, lots of games you never heard of. But when you listen to how they explain it, you're gonna cop it. You're gonna cop the game. You're gonna be like, yo, how am I missing this? They do a better job than Sony advertising. Sony needs to hire you guys to advertise, because you got that shit on lock, But then again, you play the games, though. You're not like these reviewers. Yo, we got to talk about that. Yeah.
Ooh. We finished the game.
You reviewers thought we were going to let you slide. You don't have to beat games in order to review them? Oh, they even admit maybe 10%? Oh, no. Yeah, we need to bring that up. That needs to be part of the conversation.
In 8 years, my man said 8 years,
maybe 10%.
He only finished 10% of the games he reviewed.
In 8? Crazy. Ooh, no, sir. No, sir. We got to talk about that. But anyway, we're moving on. Messiah, voice of Xbox.
What was happening?
What's going on? Are you finally done with Mass Effect?
No, I had to put that on pause. I really got into the Cyberpunk thing and into the Horizon thing. Right. So, there's just a bunch of stuff. I pulled out some games I bought on Black Friday that I haven't even played yet. So I'm catching up. Saw where MLB's canceling opening days. So I don't know how that's going to affect the show as far as carrying things over.
The game can't come out because that's also part of the players union, all that.
I was hoping the game was still coming, but if it's going to be on hold, that sucks.
Yeah, that's I blame Game Pass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm lying. I'm messing around. I'm messing around. I'm playing. So man, it's good to hear your voice, man. Hey, have you still figured out what a 52 CU is, or still not happening?
Yeah, no. I mean, I did talk to a couple friends of mine, and they were like, "Man, look, they said Microsoft should be sued."
Oh, shit.
Because they said that. They said because that console is not doing what
class
they said it could do.
I don't think it works that way.
Yeah, he said it should be sued, and I shout out to J-Dub. He said there should be a class action lawsuit against them. But yeah, it really it's just. They were just saying it's a bunch of theoretical stuff. So if it's theoretical, they didn't understand why people didn't, wait for the benchmarks. And it doesn't matter about your compute units because it's all theoretical. And here we're talking about cores, and these are, these are game designers that I was able to talk to. Right. And they just, so yeah, but they laughed at it because they listened to my podcast. They're like, man, you still trying to figure out what theoretical computations are with teraflops and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I don't even know what those things do anymore. I don't care.
All right. So B Staples, he claims to try to bring the common sense to the podcast. But in reality, it's just more Xbox bullshit live on the air.
No.
Yeah, it's just Xbox bullshit. Now I'm playing, bro. How you doing, my brother? How's everything?
I'm chilling, man.
So what you playing? You playing Elden Ring?
Yeah, I'm playing it right now. I beat Horizon yesterday.
Ooh, you playing games in these streets?
As I should.
And Xbox playing games in the street? Ooh, that's a rare breed. You a rare breed. You built different.
Hey, man, someone got to stop these false narratives.
Somebody got to change the wave, right? Oh,
exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. My man beat Horizon. Yo, watch out, ponies. My man out here. He's gonna ask for that PSN IDs. He's gonna ask for credentials. He wants to see. Oh man, but it's good to have you here, man. Appreciate it, my brother. And then of course we got Project Cloud. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother? How's everything?
Pretty great as usual. I've been a little slow to be gaming these days, but I should be getting back to that very shortly here. But yeah, there's always things to talk about in these gaming streets, as you like to say. So,
these gaming streets. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! That's what's up. Hey, thank you for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. So, the crowd, are y'all ready? We're gonna get into this topic. All right. So the first topic is this. Sure, the title says Horizon Forbidden West versus Elden Ring, right? Clout chasing title, shock title, whatever you want to call it. But in reality, I want to talk about this weird energy that's happening on Twitter. And it's not just like the normal, fanboys, dudes that start shit, trolls, whatever. It's like even with the media, like they're trying to create a narrative as if no one's really talking about Forbidden West anymore. Like I'm gonna start out with Craig, right? Because I know you're on short time. Like, have you noticed this? Like, what's going on here? Like, why is everybody so quick to make it seem like Forbidden West is already forgotten and that's it, it's over? Like
because again, the narrative is that they do not like exclusive games, so they feel that it's causing. I mean, I was told this that it's causing consternation. That's a big word. Y'all should look that up.
It's causing what?
It's causing consternation.
Constipation? Like what?
Nah, consternation.
What?
People are feeling left out.
What?
So
wait, hold on. Are you saying the industry needs an enema? We need to purge the shit. We need to purge the bullshit out of this industry.
No, that there is an undertow in the media that if you want to call these gaming people media. I mean, I called bullshit on Tony Polanco the other day. The game that got kicked in its nuts is Babylon Falls. That's the game nobody's talking about. And that was a free demo for everybody. Nobody's talking about it. Like nobody. You can't find any information. Nobody's really mentioning it. And if they do, it's in short stints. Forbidden West is a exclusive. And again, they're going to score it differently because they don't like exclusives. You can just go back to when Days Gone came out. The media, they attacked that game. Sony shouldn't make games like this anymore. This is the end of single player games. Again, there is a undertow within the media that is saying this stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I have not played Elden Ring yet. I'm glad that people are enjoying it. But yeah, you're asking the media to talk about something everybody's playing, that everybody has an opportunity to play. Whereas at Forbidden West, they see those screenshots and they get pissed off. They can't play Forbidden West. That game may not come to PC till, 2027 for all we know. So, and they do feel a sense of anger, of being left out. You have to understand you're dealing with a group of humans who think they deserve everything. They just deserve everything. So they feel that Microsoft's approach of just putting games day and date on PC is more inclusive. And Sony and Nintendo, to a certain extent, don't do that. They're not going to do that. I heard somebody today, a podcaster, literally saying that the only way that PS Now or whatever Spartacus is going to work long term is if they do day and date. They already have more games in their service than Microsoft has. They are going to put some of these games day and date, these service-based games. Some of those games will be day and date, but they don't have to do the same thing that Microsoft has to do. Microsoft was being outsold 8-1. Satya Nadella looked at Phil Spencer and said, "Why the hell are we still making this thing?" So yes, there's a different energy. You'll see it when Gran Turismo comes out because the PC community can't play it. They're going to be mad. It will then extend to, is it Forspoken? Again, 2-year exclusive rights on PlayStation. The media will be mad. They will score the game because, again, everybody was talking about that game, PC guys included. And then all of a sudden it comes out, I don't know if it was on PS Universe or something like that. It comes out, it's a 2-year exclusive to Sony. Then all of a sudden, it's got gameplay issues. It looks buggy. It doesn't look right. It looks like everything else. I mean, if you all don't see that collation, then there's something wrong with you. Okay, so that pretty much is all I have to say about it. Again, the media is pissed off that these games are walled off from a lot of people. So of course they're going to say Elden Ring, which has more problems than Horizon Forbidden West. They both have issues. You got people claiming VRR helps the Xbox, not understanding that, hey, if the Xbox drops to 48 frames per second, even with VRR, it's still 48 frames per second. It just helps with the screen tearing and juddering. So it's like I said, retarded. This full tard, is what's going on out there. And with that, I'll rest.
All right. Man, woo! Man, why don't you tell us how you really feel, bro? Like, for real. Oh, shit. Hey, J Barry, you get a sense? You have a similar view? Like, what you think is going on? Because I know you've seen it.
Yeah. It's funny because I just spoke about this earlier in Speak from the Heart, where the push to compare these two games, and you see all these memes now where GameSpot is posting up. I forgot what movie is that. Cruel Intentions. I don't know what a movie is, but they had the girl being carried. She's Elden Ring, and the other girl being shunned away. She's Horizon Forbidden West. It's like, I agree with Craig. It's like, I feel like people don't like the whole exclusivity thing with PlayStation, and they're trying to speed up the process. Like, yo, look, nobody's talking about your game. Let's put it on PC so people can talk about it. They're pushing that agenda for it. I see it, I see it for sure, man, because I don't know how anybody can say, like, shout out to Tony. I think Tony's cool people, but he definitely was clueless a little bit there, where he's like, nobody's talking about Horizon Forbidden West. There's more Horizon Forbidden West, like, screenshots and gameplay videos being posted up through YouTube and Elden Ring. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, everywhere, and yeah, this is anecdotal, but everywhere I was looking at, it was being posted at both games were trending. So I don't know how you don't see any Horizon Forbidden West. And Tony follows the people I follow, and he followed me, so I don't know how you don't see that. It's just kind of crazy. I just think it's just more people just want the shot value, and they trying to push that, like, Horizon. You see these guys talking about Horizon is a one and done game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Even that dude from the Washington Journal, Gene Park.
Yeah, Gene Park, he said a one and done game. I was like, it don't make no sense what these guys are doing. You know what I mean? And I agree with Craig. I do think a lot of people is mad at the fact that you have this game tied to the PlayStation consoles. It's not on PC yet. I'm pretty sure when the game comes to PC, you're gonna see a whole bunch of praise for Forbidden West. Which, Forbidden West, in my opinion, just to do the whole versus thing, is the best. It's the best game currently out right now, hands down. Best open world game currently out right now. Best looking game currently right now, and best playing game, gameplay wise, currently out right now. And anybody that disagrees, I gotta question your gaming. You know what I mean? That's just a fact. It's just a fact. And I play all of them.
Oh, nice.
Elden Ring, all of them. You know what I mean? And Babylon Falls, I like that game, by the way. I was talking about that earlier too, Craig, but I will have a whole impression video later on with that. But You know what I mean? Yeah. Just wait on that.
That's on my list of also Babylon's Fall, but it's that I gotta get through Horizon, you know. Then next I'm gonna play Elden Ring, and then next I'm gonna play Babylon Fall. I'm not obviously y'all guys know I ain't messing with GT. But hey, B Staples, let me get your.
Yo, we gonna get you on GT, man.
Oh nah, I'm gonna block you. I'll never invite you on this podcast again.
yeah.
No,
you know the people gonna request it, man.
Don't even bother. Don't waste your time.
Yo, P-Rock been on YouTube way too long, and Twitter way too long, knowing the fact that somebody's gonna hit him up.
I know they're gonna try. They're gonna try to pull like, oh, we're gonna give you $1,000 challenge to play GT7. I'm like, nah, I'm all right. I'm good. Send that shit to charity. Send that shit to the Ukraine. I'm good. I'm chilling. Nah, son, you're not gonna. That's torture, bro. Playing that would be like the most miserable experience for me to play that shit. Oh my god, that shit would be evil. That's just why would y'all do that to me? That shit would be downright evil. You know.
Yeah, you might like it though.
Nah. Yeah, like how? How would I like GT7 when I don't like driving in the video games? I don't even like driving in Grand Theft Auto. I find that shit annoying. It's annoying. It's shitty gameplay. It's not real gameplay. It's a time waste. It's just extending games. I can't, like me, I don't like the fundamental idea of I can make better left turns than you can, and that's why I'm first. Like, that's not fun. That shit ain't fun. You know, but I'm gonna head on over to B Staples, right? You know, sir. He's the Xbox influencer, but he beat, like you just said, you beat Horizon. So that's, and now you're about to play Elden Ring, or you started playing already?
I'm playing. I'm level 20.
Okay, so my man's knee deep in it. So have you seen this weird energy? Like everybody now, you know, I ain't saying everybody, but there's people out there like, oh man, nobody's talking about Forbidden West. It's already dead. Like you notice this weird energy? Is it true? What's your perspective on that?
I've seen the tweets. I think like. I don't think so I can't speak on the fanboys. Like they gonna do whatever they gonna do. When it comes to the journalists, I think that they just prioritize Elden Ring over Horizon. And when I say that, I mean what game was more anticipated? Elden Ring won most anticipated game twice. Okay. 2 years in a row. Over God of War, Breath of the Wild, all of that. So I think besides GTA 6, which we haven't seen, Elden Ring was probably the most anticipated game, like in gaming. Like before they even shown it, they just showed like a 30-second teaser, and people were losing their mind. So I think that and I liked Horizon. You know, I really liked Horizon, but I just think that it went against a game that's at generational hype, not just Game of the Year hype. This is like a generational, like back, like in 2027 when the gen's over, people will probably still be playing Elden Ring and talking about it. Same like they did with Bloodborne, basically. You know, people still want the PC port, and that game is like 7 years old now. You know what I'm saying? It's like generational, and I think Horizon, it's a good game, but I don't know if it's generational. Like when people talk about Horizon, like when the gen's over in like 2027 or whatever, I don't think so. So I just think, you know,
absolutely Horizon, in my opinion, offers more gameplay wise, more to do. That game is a game that always continue to get. I'm not saying Elden Ring is not one of those games too, but to say that nobody's going to talk about Horizon by the generations over, that's crazy.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people talk about
majority of people have it. Yes, people still talk about Horizon Zero Dawn. Are you crazy? Come on, man.
Like when when we look back on last gen and people talk about the best game, they talk about like Witcher 3.
No, Breath of the Wild, Red Dead. You didn't mention best game. You talking about like game.
But that's what I'm talking about. Generational. That's what I'm talking about. Like generational games, like the game of the generation contenders, not just game of the year. You got to be like over everyone, the whole generation. That's what Elden Ring is. It's in that tier now. Like whether.
Let me ask you this, because you're playing it right now so far. So far for what you're playing, do you feel that it's a game of the gen or a game of the gen contender? And if it is, what's it doing different that we haven't already done in Bloodborne or Demon Souls or Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3?
So my history with FromSoft games, I've only played 2 of them. I've only played Demon Souls and Sekiro.
Oh, okay.
I beat Demon Souls, and I didn't even like Sekiro. I played it for like a couple hours, and I didn't really like it.
Okay.
But comparing this game to Demon Souls, this game is a lot better than Demon Souls. This game is harder than Demon Souls. I don't know why people say this is the easiest Souls game. To me, it's not. This game is.
Well, you haven't played the other Dark Souls though, right? You
no, I haven't played those games.
So you haven't played 1, 2, and 3.
You also got it. You also got to see what class did you play in Demon Souls.
I played the mage one. I forgot the damn name.
No, mage is overpowered in Demon Souls.
Yeah, that's just like in Elden Ring. A lot of people was picking the astrologer, and they're doing the same thing they do in Demon Souls. Yeah. Let me be honest with you, P-Rock, because B-Staples out here tripping. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Oh shit,
brother!
I'm playing Elden Ring. I played the Souls games as well. This game is just a much more vaster Souls type game. You know what I mean? All the little secrets and things that you can do in like a Souls type game, you're doing in here, but it's just more into the vast, more bigger scope world. Like there's a lot of secrets that's going around in the game. Like I'm not saying the game is bad at all and it's not a horrible game. I think it's a great game. It just, for me personally right now, after beating Horizon, you know, me playing that in 60 frames, then I'm playing this game in performance mode 60 frames. There's no way nobody gonna be like, yo, this shit is not bleeding my eyes. The game itself is chugging. You know what I mean? And that's no disrespect to Firm Software. I like Firm Software, but the game is chugging because it's a different type of 60 frames as far as smoothness with Horizon. When you come to Elden Ring, it's just like you feel it. It's just like a choppier type of performance. But if you do like the Souls game, if you do like that loop, you're gonna love this game at the end of the day. But what people are saying when it comes to the reviews, as far as this is like the defining game and all that stuff, I don't agree with that at all. Because everything that I can do here, I can experience in the other Souls games. But has it improved upon like from the previous games, like, you know, Dark Souls 3 or heck, even, you know, like Demon Souls or whatnot? Have it really improved upon that? The open world sense, yes. But gameplay wise and everything else, other than getting a steed and a horse, it's kind of the same thing. You look at the difference between like the gameplay improvements in the world from Zero Dawn to Forbidden West. It's a different game. You know what I mean? It's a totally different game because the gameplay aspects, you can do so much more. Yeah. Gliding, flying, rope casting. There's so much you're doing in Horizon Forbidden West, but I feel like there's a super agenda because, like Craig said, this game is exclusive. Let's talk about the one that everybody can play. Let's give this game a 97. That's the same shit. Let's give this game a 97 that's hard. But you complained 2 weeks ago about another hard game, and you got upset because the game doesn't teach you the way how to play the game right, how you wanted to be taught. But Elden Ring, you'd be like, yo, I'm just happy that I'm discovering things. I'm glad that the devs doesn't hold your hand in this game. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Let's call it how we see it. You playing the game and you don't want to say it. You know goddamn well you don't agree with none of them fucking reviews talking about this is the game generation again. Sit your ass down somewhere.
Hold on. So, one, the gen just started, so I don't know if this would be the game of the generation. I don't know.
That's what you said.
You think it's a contender? He said
no. I said it'll be a contender. It'll be in the conversation. I don't know if this will be like last gen for me. It was Breath of the Wild. That was my game of the generation. I don't know if
why would you agree after playing what you're playing with the game? Do you agree that this is the game that sets open world games at the bar, especially after playing Horizon? Do you agree that this is the game that after playing Demon Souls and Sekiro, this is like the biggest uplifted elevation of this game, this genre? Do you agree with any of those?
Well,
I'm not talking about the critic. I'm talking about you, the gamer.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say this. So B Staples is at a disadvantage because you know how Demon Souls is kind of like fragmented because it has, you know, it's like in stages.
Yeah,
right?
The hub world.
Yeah, the hub world. So it's a hub world. Well, Dark Souls stopped that and made it into more an open world connected. So I will say these B Staples, if he plays Elden Ring, he might discover stuff that's new that probably already have been done.
Yeah, I didn't play Bloodborne. Actually, I played Bloodborne for like 30 minutes, but that frame rate was horrendous, and I said, I'm not playing this. And then I've never played any of the Dark Souls.
So there's probably so like the jump from Demon Souls to Elden Ring, if you didn't play everything in between, it might be a big jump. You know, if you go from Demon Souls to Elden Ring, that might be a huge jump because a lot of stuff that might be in Elden Ring was already created or done within, you know, the Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne.
So I don't know what exactly they added from like Dark Souls 3 and whatever, so I can't really speak on that. But I mean, just speaking on this generation, I mean, this is from what I've played so far, this is better than every game I played last year. Mm-hmm. I could easily say that.
Oh yeah, 2022 is destroying 2021.
Yeah, like this is easily better than every game I played last year. This year would basically just be this first Horizon. So like the gen is so early, we're still getting God of War and Starfield, but like we're still getting games. So I don't know, but like I mean, this is looking like FromSoft's masterpiece. Like this is looking like their most critically acclaimed game. It'll be their most played game. I mean, it's killing their previous games and sales and charts and all that shit. So I mean, it's gonna win, most likely gonna win Game of the Year too. Like it's probably gonna be the most awarded game. Like
I don't know. God of War is gonna take it. Kratos gonna be like, nah, fuck that. Fuck that.
I think Sekiro is better than Elden Ring so far. Like Elden Ring, like the beginning of it is cool. You know what I mean? You bosses just roam in and you can surprise it. You know, run into a surprise boss. Like I said, like if you're in that formula already, you're not really noticing nothing as far as a huge leap. You know what I mean? Like there's no, like in my opinion, there's no real wow factor yet. But I do like the game. But I'm not like wow, amazing. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh cool. I just noticed this little dungeon here or this little cave here. You know what I mean? Like, oh damn, this got a whole boss in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? But I understand the critical standpoint. I think it's biased anyway. As just my point of view, I don't see it as game of the year. I think the 2021 games got better games than this. Elden Ring for sure. I think 2022 is going to be a better year than 2021.
Oh yeah,
but
it already is.
As far as you know, games better than Elden Ring. I think Returnal's better than Elden Ring. Tales of Arise better than Elden Ring. That's just what it is.
I will say this: out of all the Soul games, the one I think that was talked the most as a game of the gen and actually followed through has been Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne.
That's not a weak, but I'm talking about out of all the games From Software made, even including Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Sekiro. Out of all the games they made, the one game I've seen that people actually talk about all the time is Bloodborne. Yeah, Bloodborne's the one that people always bring up. And I see gameplay.
Bloodborne's one that the first people played.
I'm like, yeah, I see videos still to this day. You know, even with the Elden Ring. You know, I'm saying, oh man, playing Elden Ring gave me confidence to go back to Bloodborne. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, damn, there's like that game won't die. Like, Bloodborne won't die. People will stay talking about Bloodborne.
They want that 60. They want that 60 frames.
Yo, people, they want that 60 frames bad. It's crazy. All right, so
no, I'm not dissing Elden Ring. By the way, I'm not dissing it. I'm just upset.
You think it's overhyped?
Not even that it's overhyped. I think the hype is deservingly so because that formula is great, and now you have that in the open world. Yeah, you deserve that. But the whole comparison with Horizon and Elden Ring, I think Horizon slaps Elden Ring in every category. Every gameplay, graphics, performance. Every category, open worldness, because the same thing that people are praising in Elden Ring, you can do that in Horizon. You can randomly get a side mission right there. Somebody's being attacked, you know, just you traversing the world, or you searching something. It's like, oh, this opens up to a side mission. A lot of that stuff happens in Horizon, but they're not talking about it because I guess Elden Ring is the game that they got to push. You know what I mean? That's my whole issue with this whole situation. But I think the game is great, but when I see the verses, Horizon is gonna slap it any day, and that's not just me because I'm a PlayStation dude. That's just being me playing both of the games.
I agree 100%. You know, 100% because again, this is a game that everybody gets to play versus a game that's walled off. Therefore, they feel like, well, we're just gonna punish that game again. Babylon Falls is free. It's a demo. I don't know how long it is. I'm not here to say it's good or bad, but the game that got kicked the hardest was that game, and nobody is talking about that. So there is an agenda there. So I agree 100% with what Jay Barry said. I just think that It's unfortunate because both games are open world. They both have issues. I remember last generation when Witcher 3 came out, it won over 100 awards. It got patched so much that the patch needed a patch. So they just have issues with open world games, and there could be some things with the pandemic with quality control possibly, but you go back, Grand Theft Auto 4 shipped with over 100 bugs. I mean, I'm talking about Grand Theft Auto 4. It still got out, had a whole lot of bugs in it, but the game wasn't breaking. So I just think it's the Fanboys thing. It's more buggy than Cyberpunk. It's not as buggy as Cyberpunk. Well, you couldn't play Cyberpunk. It's just they're mad. Remember, they bought their Xboxes thinking they were going to get games like Horizon. They were going to get games like that, and they aren't getting. I mean, they have a 30 FPS flight simulator. You might as well have sex with a condom on. What's the point?
What the hell? What? Yo, all right, Project Cloud. Oh yeah. Shit, let's get Project Cloud up in here. What you think about this? Do you have an opinion, or do you want to defer back to the panel? Have you noticed this?
Well, I'm like to take a bit of a fair and balanced approach where I'm just going to assume that the reviewers who played Elden Ring fairly, and gave it a great review score, honestly, hold on. That it is a.
Let me real quick. You said you were fairly certain that reviewers played the game thoroughly. Are you sure about that?
No,
that's the opposite.
No, what I'm saying is I give them the benefit of the doubt.
You give it the benefit of the doubt. All right.
Okay, I'll give them. I assume that's the case.
Don't give them because they admitting it.
Well, it's okay.
These people saying this is game of the year, but majority of them reviews and all that shit, people ain't finished the game.
Okay. Right. Well. Anyway, my hope is that the industry, the actual reviewers that have reviews that are posted on Metacritic, actually do believe these things and have played the game. So I wanted to say to them, you guys go for it. If you really think that the game is that great, more power to you. There's other games that are highly acclaimed, like Breath of the Wild. That's just not a game that I particularly care to play. I'm sure it's a great game, but it's just not for me. So I say, if you get a 97 on Metacritic, wow, that says a lot. And I also sort of think that if we sort of question, if we put a large question mark over kind of the Metacritic score, well, we can at the same time then say, oh, well, look at this other game that I love, such as, Red Dead Redemption 2, and say, well, that, of course that deserved the 97, but Elden Ring didn't. I don't think that works. I don't think that's consistent. So I would just say, it's great that, a developer got, such a high score that, sometimes it feels like, are we even going to get that high of a score in the generation again? We'll see. I hope so. Hope to see a lot of 97s and above this year, but it's a big accomplishment. But that being said, I definitely do notice, certainly on the Twitter and stuff, that the people just seem to be taking that review score and saying, haha, Horizon, was basically almost 10 points off from it. So who cares about Horizon? I mean, that's an attitude you certainly can take, especially if you don't have a PS5. Mm-hmm. But for those who own a PS5, I don't think that means anything, because if you bought a PS5, there's a pretty good chance you may have bought it in anticipation of Horizon and of the caliber of exclusives that the PlayStation has given us for at least the PS4 generation. So I think the people with sense, realize that, hey, and then let's also not forget the fact that Elden Ring and Horizon are two significantly different games. Sure, they may be open world, but one is about super hardcore challenging gameplay, and another is about much more accessible sort of. Sure, it's an RPG. It does have some complex elements, but it's kind of a much more of a traditional sort of fun experience and a storytelling experience, as opposed to one that's all about really challenging combat and. The way it's designed with a more, Japanese aesthetic that's just more about a certain type of game set. So, pick your side. It's always a matter of opinion what type of games you prefer. But, both are fantastic games. And definitely I prefer, something like Horizon over Elden Ring any day. But I'm glad that both games are getting acclaimed scores. And I think people just need to, recognize when greatness is there, and if they don't care about a certain game, then they don't care about it.
You know what's shocking about Elden Ring 2? Which I was expecting and anticipating this because I felt like with Sekiro, when it comes to story, I think Firm Software did a great job. Like that's an evolution as far as their previous games to now Sekiro having like a story beats and actual story. You still had the whole discoverability as far as searching for certain things, but they actually had a story there. And they tied what's his name, George R. Martin, to this game. And I'm thinking like, all right, we're gonna get that similar type of story like Sekiro, and that's not the case. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was a little disappointed in that. I was like, oh, we getting these comic book cutscenes, like, you know what I mean? Like if it was like Infamous or something, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking that this dude that's tied to Game of Thrones or whatever else he does, is gonna have some stronger story than this, but that's not the case.
I mean, I'll just throw this out there, because From Software, they won Game of the Year with Sekiro at the Game Awards, that the year it came out. And that sort of surprised everybody. I'm forgetting what the nominees were that year, but, it sort of was like, oh, wow, Sekiro won. That was published by Activision, interestingly. So I don't know. I mean, maybe with Elden Ring having, some bugs and frame issues, maybe it would be beneficial for Sony to buy them. They already have a history, and I'm sure if they do get to buy them, they can maybe ensure the quality control for future games. So,
yeah, I love Sekiro. I think Sekiro was a great game. Sekiro didn't. I mean, I understand the issues with Elden Ring. It's an open world. It's a huge ass game. Like when you look at that map, it's a big game. So I understand it. Like there's gonna be issues here, but you also playing another big game with Horizon, and it's. Horizon has its own little issues like glitches and stuff, but when it comes to the performance, it's pretty solid. It's rock solid. You know what I mean? So, like I said, when you interchange it between both games, you just notice it. Like, okay, this game is at 60 frames, but this look like it's chugging a little. It's you see the little issues going on with it where Horizon it's a smooth, like panning the screens are smooth.
Can I just say real quick? Elden Ring, like, don't get me wrong, like, their sales and ratings for games have increased. Like Sekiro, pretty sure Sekiro is so good, Dark Souls is so good. This game is gonna be like their GTA 5. Like, it's gonna be their Skyrim. This game is gonna sell. Like, my IRLs that only really play Call of Duty and 2K, they bought this game. Like, it's reached that level with Elden Ring that Dark Souls and Sekiro never reached. Like, I'm looking at the Steam charts right now, it's number 2, 500k concurrent players. And this is a random Monday, like work day. Like, this game is going to be the highest selling game of the year. No doubt. Like, this is going to be the GTA 5. This is going to bring FromSoft into that mainstream. No one could call this niche anymore. These games are not niche. This game is nowhere near niche. It's winning NPD with a bullet. It's winning NPD, no doubt. Like, you can't call this niche no more. These games is out of here. Like, crazy.
I don't think it's niche as well. I don't think it's going to be the best selling game this year though.
Besides COD, besides Modern Warfare, excluding that one. But I think also everything else.
I think my only skepticism behind that statement is because a lot of people, because I seen it with Dark Souls or whatever, people will try because of the hype, and then once they play, they realize I ain't playing this shit. And then when people asking me what you thought, the game's too hard. Like that's the key. That's the key. No way. That's the key. I think Horizon Forbidden is going to outsell Elder Scrolls. I'm gonna tell you, not because one's better than the other. It's because in order to sell like a GTA, in order to have that long, consistent seller, you need people to keep hyping it. So a lot of the people are buying it now. I guarantee they're returning it back to fucking GameStop because it's too hard for them. I don't think
so.
Yo, look at Gaming Forte. He's already complaining about it. He works at GameStop. He's already posting pictures.
He said only 4 people.
You know what I'm saying?
No, man.
I'm going to tell you the reason why is difficulty. A lot of people are casuals. They could try. They want to be like us until they, in the Marine Corps, we have a saying. Everybody wants to be a grunt until it's time to do grunt things. Meaning everybody wants to do infantry shit until it's time to actually do infantry shit. Like, nobody really wants to walk 20 miles with an 80-pound pack. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really wants to do that. You think you do until we make you do it. Then you realize, I ain't doing this shit. I want to be a computer guy. Yeah, no shit. Like people, I guarantee there's going to be people playing Elden Ring and they're going to get it and they're hyped. But once they play that motherfucker, they'll be like, man, fuck this. I ain't playing this shit. I'm not that skillful. I don't play these type of games, right? Especially the Madden players. If all you play those Call of Duty Madden, welcome to the suck, motherfucker. Because you're going to have a long day. They're going to return that shit. And then when people ask them, hey, you bought Elden Rings, how you like it? Nah, I ain't feeling that shit. That shit's fucking stupid, bro. They need to add easy mode. Nah, I ain't feeling that. You know, it's overhyped. That's the only thing that usually happens with these games. People want to try it, and then when they try it, they realize, wait a minute, this shit's like, you got to get good. Like, you got to get good. This ain't no casual.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, P.
You got to get good. And a lot of people don't want to get good in games. They don't.
Horizon marketing push has been so big. There's no way that game is not selling like 5 million within that month or whatnot. It's going to Horizon's going to sell more.
No, but wait, hold up. So I'm gonna be fair though. So the issue Horizon, like goddamn Puerto Rock, pick a side, right? But no, it's just I just want to make sure the information's out there. Forbidden West might go through what Spider-Man Miles Morales goes through, where the sales of Forbidden West is tied to the sales of the PS5. So there could be a lot of people that want to play Forbidden West still, but they will not buy it for PS4 and play it there because they're waiting to get their PS5 in the same way Miles Morales. That's why Miles Morales has been a top seller throughout the whole year. It's still a top seller, and the game came out in November 2020. It's because majority of the people don't want to play it on PS4. They're not going to play it until they get their PS5. And until they get their PS5, they're not buying the game. They're just going to sit and wait. Forbidden West could be in that situation. Forbidden West has 20 million copies. I think like 18 million on consoles, 2 million on PC. But let's say the majority is on console. There could be millions upon millions of people that are like, yo, I'm going to play Forbidden West. But I'm not playing that shit on my Pro or my PS4. That shit ain't happening. When I get my PS5, I'm going to cop my Forbidden West. So, Forbidden West may not be the big breakout hit like originally was, but it could be like Miles Morales, where it just trickles and stays in the top charts, good legs, every single month, because Miles Morales is tied to people who wants to buy the console. And they're not going to play it on their PS4. They're going to wait until they get, and that could be that's just because remember people were saying Miles Morales failed, sales flop. It didn't.
Like you got to know the difference. Miles Morales came as a launch game where there was basically no PS5. Now we're sitting at 17 million. The last update. It's a bigger difference.
Yeah, but it was also on PS4. But the thing is, nobody was buying it on PS4, or very few people, because they didn't want it on PS4.
Well, I'm saying the hindrance of the sales, where people were saying that, this flop is because, the PS5 version that people was equating for, that people wanted, the PS5s weren't out there like that. Yeah. But now Horizon, the last update we got, it was 17.3 million. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's PS5s out there. At bulk sale, where PlayStation usually will sell like 3 million or 4 million a weekend, it can still happen with Horizon.
Yeah.
Look, let me say this real quick. We're in March, so we'll get PD numbers in this week or next, whatever. I will put me on record. Elden Ring is winning MPD. Put me on record. Elden Ring's winning MPD. So
So here's the problem. So again, just to give you when they do MPD, it's not strictly the first day of the month and the last day of the month. It's kind of like the last 2 or 3 days of the previous month, and it ends kind of early. Because remember, they have to capture the data, tabulate it. So there's like a cutoff every month. You understand what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying? So like the cutoff is in February 28th. The cutoff for February MPD is like February 24th or 25th or something. The last 2-3 days of February. So like the last 2-3 days of February, they'll add that to March's NPD.
Oh, so you're saying they might have missed the deadline?
Yeah, it might miss the deadline, or only a partial of Elden Ring's sales will count towards February, and the rest will count towards March. Is weird. Because they have to do a call.
They're gonna get that Friday and Saturday. The Sunday is that they're not going to.
So when the Elden Ring came out?
The 25th.
Friday.
Last Friday, yeah. Friday just passed.
Okay, so it came out on the 25th.
Yep.
It maybe made the cut, but I'm gonna tell you this: the cutoff was probably the 26th. So you probably only got 2 days sales of Elden Ring. The remaining sales of the 27th and 28th, they're gonna add it towards March.
Yeah, they're gonna count that towards March.
That's gonna be towards March. So whatever sold on those days, that's towards March numbers now. So that kind of throws off the numbers as well now. So, but here's my thing: I think overall both games are great, and I think both games are gonna be Game of the Year contenders. With so far potentially Elden Ring being the front runner. But I don't think saying that Elden Ring is doing phenomenal is stopping the language of Forbidden West, because there's a lot of people playing Forbidden West that don't care for Elden Ring. Like not everybody is liking the same game. Some people aren't playing the same game. Some people are not gonna play Elden Ring. They're just gonna play Horizon Forbidden West, and then they'll probably move on to Gran Turismo 7 or something else. They're gonna bypass Elden Ring because again, a lot of people don't like to get good in these super hard games. Some of them don't care about Souls games. So
a lot of people are finally starting to beat Horizon. Now I'm seeing a lot of screenshots. People saying, "Oh, I finally beat Horizon." Like Horizon talk is going to be there for a long time until probably like God of War come out. That might die. I don't think Elden Ring is killing Horizon hype like how these motherfuckers are saying.
It's an interesting point, right? So let's move on to the next topic. So I just put up the image of so there's a YouTuber who posted gameplay of The Last of Us 2, but he was able to mod the PS4 version and unlocked cosmetics. And as you can see, this is one of them. You see Ellie. Obviously, we recognize this scene, right? She killed the last living, PS Vita gamer in the entire world. Like, goddamn, Ellie. Like, really? The last Vita gamer we had, and you took her out? But we've seen this scene, right? But obviously, we didn't see her in this outfit. So, I guess there's backpacks. He unlocked a whole slew of stuff. Now, potentially, it could be stuff that was originally intended, where The Last of Us 2 was originally intended to have the multiplayer, but then Naughty Dog made the decision to just make it a standalone multiplayer. At the time, it didn't make sense. People were pissed off because The Last of Us 1 had multiplayer, so some people felt The Last of Us 2 wasn't a complete package compared to the first one. But I think now, with Sony purchasing Bungie and their investors call saying they are really going to invest in live service games, I think we could see now why they made that decision 2 years ago. Chances are, the new factions or whatever they're going to call it is going to be a live service based game dedicated to it. Maybe a free to play, maybe day one on PC. Who knows what angle Sony's going to choose, right? But let me ask you this: the reason why I brought this up, so clearly, we see some evidence of multiplayer, cosmetics and cool stuff and stuff like that. I'm going to start with, let's say, is Craig here or he left? All right, so Craig left. I'm going to start with Jay Barry, right? So, The Last of Us was around 2 years ago. We haven't got much about the multiplayer. As of now, it's 2022. Are you feeling, I don't want to say are you feeling some type of way, but do you have issues that we still haven't, like this is actually more news than we got. This leak right here, this is like something, right? But it's not from Sony, whatever. So, do you have an issue with the lack of communication or updates we're getting from the multiplayer based on a game that came out, which is going to be almost 2 years ago, starting June? So this June is officially 2 years since The Last of Us 2 came out. So, have you thought about that? Have you looked back and be like, damn, Sony, what are you doing, bro? Like, you really ain't going to give us any news on The Last of Us 2 multiplayer despite the fact that the game came out almost 2 years ago?
Yeah, like I had issue with it when it first launched. I was like, damn, no multiplayer in the game. Yeah. I understand that you are expanding the game and all that. But
people got mad at us.
That kind of sucked.
Yo, we looking out. We're like, yo, sometimes me and Jay Barry, we when we criticize Sony, is because they're not doing right by the gamers. That's the only time. Like, we don't criticize Sony for stupid shit. Like, we don't really give a shit about the stupid shit. But when we see Sony's not doing right by the people that put you in this position of success, Jay Barry, myself, Persona, there's some of us, we're going to say something. We're like, yo, Sony, this ain't the way for us. And then this PlayStation news, get mad at us. Like, bro, we're trying to help out our self-interest here. Why are you guys mad?
Get it together when they get it together. Like, nah, it should have been there. And the thing is, too, like, now, you're looking at it's about to be 2 years. You know what I mean? Has that ship sailed? You know what I mean? Like Factions was very popular, very addictive game that people still play now. But you know what I mean? Like you don't know what other multiplayer games are gonna come out by the time Factions Part 2 come out. But yeah, the fact that they're not really giving no updates or stuff like that it does suck. You know what I mean? Where now you got to rely on. We don't know if this leak is true or not, but this is the best information that motherfuckers got in 2 years.
When I saw the picture, I was skeptical, but then I went onto his YouTube channel. He played the game, and he played it. He played this scene, like he played this mode, this level over and over with different outfits on. So I think it's legit because if it's not legit,
on a PlayStation,
yeah, he played it on the PlayStation.
Oh wow!
I was like, wait a minute, this is fucking. This is fucking legit. Like, well, think about it. The Last of Us 2 is not on PC.
Yeah.
So if he played it, like, let's say if he modded it and put it on PC, then this dude really put a lot of work into this. But he's playing it on his PlayStation 4. And he found the code. He modded it. He got a modded PS4, and he found like the source code, and he unlocked it, and he added it to the characters. And he has like, I'll send you the link. In fact, I'll post the link in the description box. So that way you can see the whole playthrough he does with various clothes. There's like a police outfit, whole bunch of stuff. So I was convinced because
it does look like it's Factions type of
See, this scene is I just clipped it. I just clipped this scene. But this is the scene where you come out of the water and you sneak up behind her. He played this scene in that outfit. He played the scene multiple times. So I was like, oh snap! Like this must be legit. That or he put a hella ton of work into animation. And it looks, because it's the PlayStation game. It's The Last of Us 2, B Staples, I know you like Xbox because it's multiplayer, correct? You're a multiplayer dude, right? Well, hold on. Let me hit up the super chat, man. Let me see. We got a super chat in here. Give me a second. My bad. I didn't mean to ignore you guys. You know what I'm saying? The conversation's so good though, right? The Bat, he said, Elden Ring getting a 10 despite the same graphics and bad performance issues make me not want to play it. Is this justified? All right, so let me address this. So I said this, I haven't said this in a while, but I know I said this in the past. Reviewers will ignore certain issues on a game-by-game basis. What will cripple one game will be completely irrelevant for another game when it comes to scoring. I don't know why. I don't think it's fair, but that it is. I think Project TLOU2 brought up a great point with Red Dead Redemption 2. If we can't say Elden Ring is 97, then we can't really say Red Dead Redemption is 97. I agree with that. Because I don't think Red Dead Redemption would be 97. If for anything, when the game came out, the controls sucked. It didn't work. Sure, you can say, do a little this, I ignore it. That's fine. You can ignore it. But you still can't give a game a 10 out of 10 or 100 or have an average of 97 when probably one of the core things about gaming is controls. I mean, controls is the difference between watching a movie and playing a game. It's the controls, it's the gameplay. Controls is how you control the gameplay. And it was garbage. And people were arguing with me to death saying, no, it's not wrong. And I'm showing them tutorials, videos. I never seen so many videos on how to set up, your controller settings to get the best possible experience ever. That's how bad it was, right? But people ignored it. They thought I was fanboying, whatever, because I was protecting God of War, whatever. A year later, Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out on PC. And one of the biggest talking points Rockstar said was the control patch. They spent and said, hey, on PC, this is what we did. And we're going to send an update to control to provide a better control patch experience. And this is a year later they did this shit. So now, if you play Red Dead Redemption 2 now, you'll probably look at me, Porter, what are you talking about? The controls are fine. Yeah, now. Because they updated the game a year later. But when the game launched, bro, I was like, these controls, what the hell is wrong with this game, bro? Like, this is crazy. So, but yet, the game got a 97. Other games, look at Days Gone. Got hammered because of, glitches, issues, and stuff. So, as far as that, one game.
Well, we have Horizon Forbidden West right here.
Yeah, Resident Evil.
Go to GameSpot, go to their review. They actually put minor technical issues as a con, but with Elden Ring, there's no cons as far as performance when we know the game ain't running right.
Yeah, the game, even in performance mode, doesn't run locked at 60. Even on the PlayStation, it doesn't. So like, but you see,
you have to download the PlayStation 4 version and run it on your PS5 to get locked, which is crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So like I said, when it comes to reviewers, a certain defect, like watch Starfield, but Bethesda's known as Bethesda for a reason. But I guarantee, if Starfield is similar in nature to Elder Scrolls and Fallout, it's going to get a high score, but you're going to see a shit ton of bugs, but it's going to get ignored. Just like almost every other game is that. It's just certain issues is a game-by-game basis. I don't know why, but it is. That's just, some people, I think some reviewers hit Forbidden West for being too similar than the first, but these are the same people that will give Call of Duty a 95. Like, what the fuck? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's just how the game is. It's just how it is.
Breath of the Wild 2 going to be another 95, 97, and it's more the same. Thus, probably a little bit here, different mechanics and all that. But you're gonna see.
Well, I do want to say that I think it is okay on some level to be arbitrary in your reviews, but you just have to be honest with your audience when you're doing that, is all. Like, I think it's perfectly okay if you happen to feel for one game that the similarities that can be seen in the previous game, that you're factoring that in more as a negative or a positive depending on which game it is. I think that's okay. Just be upfront about it, and also just kind of realize that at the end of the day, the most important review is your own.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. So with B-State, when we go back to you're a multiplayer type dude on Xbox, right?
Yeah, my mic was muted.
Okay, so have you ever tried out factions on The Last of Us 1? Have you ever played it?
Nope.
So you have any idea about it? You know anything about it?
I know what it is.
Okay.
I know what it is. I talked to Z gave me like the breakdown of it, and I've seen some gameplay videos, but I don't have first-hand experience with it.
Right.
So maybe I'll try 2 though.
Okay. So now,
yeah, 2. So
did you play The Last of Us 2, the game?
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, the base game. Yeah.
Right. Were you disappointed that the base game didn't come with multiplayer when they announced you're not gonna get it, or were you indifferent? Like, well, I didn't play the first one anyway, so I don't care. Or how do you feel about that?
I didn't really care. I mean, I'm not playing. I didn't buy Last of Us 2 for the multiplayer. That's like an add-on. It's like, yeah, I'm not. I don't care. It's not something that I even expect. Like, if they said there's no factions 2, I wouldn't even be like, yo, what? I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, okay. Like, they're working on the next game.
All right. Okay.
Which I want them to work on the next game. I don't even want them to make factions. I want them to make like their new game. Right. Like next. I don't even want this. Like, but live service, they got to make money. So it is what it is.
So for you, when you look at Naughty Dog, you like the core single player experience. That's what you want from them. You like it's kind of like Ninja Theory when they made Bleeding Edge. Everybody's like, wait, what? Not like no.
Yeah, like or when Bethesda made Fallout 76, it's like, no, we want you to make single player games. That's what you're known for. We don't need no multi. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess they. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Project Cloud. I think talking to you, you mentioned you're more of a single player type, single experience.
For sure.
Not a multiplayer.
Yeah,
so, all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of go out of my way to avoid multiplayer. Mm-hmm. But I will say this: It Takes Two. That's actually a co-op game, but it's like, it's practically a single player game. The way it's designed, it just happens to be a single player for 2 people.
Okay. But it's a good balance. It's a good, and it's only one other person, so most likely you're gonna have your good friend, because it's true. Like multiplayer games, you could be like, it's too many people. What I mean by that is because of multiplayer game relying on so many people, the experience is based on the group of people you're playing with, and they can either make it a shitty experience or they can make it a great experience. Just like it changes depending on who you actually connected with. Like if you consistently play your friends, it will be consistently a great experience. If you play matchmaking, it might be a mixed bag. Like, oh man,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So okay, all right. So Me personally, I'm not feeling that it's taking this long to get some information. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's been long enough. It's just, I'm with Jay Barry. It gets to the point where you start to wonder, are they even making it anymore? Because it's like,
oh no,
like we're like getting nothing. Like really, you know. Sometimes I wonder if they ever intended to have a multiplayer launch with The Last of Us 2. Because how far behind are you with
They
this?
did. They did. So as far as what happened there, I mean, because when it first sort of came out that it wasn't going to have multiplayer, you know, there was a bit of backlash. But what they explained was instead of deciding to have a multiplayer component, they wanted to actually make something that was, they thought, really worthy of the Naughty Dog name.
Yeah. And
they talked about having the quality of their single player with their multiplayer, which isn't something that they've arguably achieved, at least not 1-to-1. I think it's always been, you know, the single player, their best of their single player has always outshined their best of their multiplayer, whether you thought that was Uncharted 2 or Last of Us, for example. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see if they get there. You know, I just want more single player stuff from Naughty Dog, but hey, if they're able to, you know, make this a super multiplayer experience and, you know, also able to get a lot of revenue out of it, then, you know, I guess that gives them more funds to make more of what I want, but, or at least have more power to do so under Sony. But yeah, they're definitely expanding. You know, there's lots of jobs that they have posted for Naughty Dog, and so, you know, they have, you know, Last of Us multiplayer, Last of Us remake, and probably a new IP that'll be single player in focus. So,
okay. All right. So yeah. So I just think, you know, overall, I just think they're handling the multiplayer expectation poorly at this point, and I don't know why. Hopefully, we might get something this year, some information this year, but they need to step up the game and stuff like that, right? Shout out to the chat, you know, thank you so much. You know, if you could hit the like button, I would truly appreciate it. So let's move on to the next topic, Activision. Let me read the article, right? So apparently, some people are not happy with this potential buyout of Activision. So, an Activision Blizzard shareholder filed a lawsuit against the game publisher and its board of directors over alleged Security Exchange Act violations in its proposed plan for its sale to Microsoft. The lawsuit filed by shareholder Kyle Watson was filed in California on Thursday. Watson's lawyers called Activision Blizzard's plan for the sale, outlined in a recent Security and Exchange Commission proposal, unfair for a number of reasons. One of which, lawyers said, is that the board is looking to procure for themselves and senior management significant and immediate benefits. The lawsuit calls into question potential conflict of interest, specifically that the deal is not in the best interest of Activision Blizzard, Watson, nor company stockholders, and will produce lucrative benefits for the Activision Blizzard's officers and directors. It is also referenced the golden parachute that some executives, like CEO Bobby Kotick, would receive should he be fired. The SEC filing, called 14A, includes information necessary for shareholders' vote in agreement. Elsewhere in the filing, Watson's lawyers allege that Activision Blizzard's February 18 SEC filing is materially misleading and incomplete, violating the Exchange Act. It calls out missing information in the SEC filing relating to the ad hoc committee that ran the sales process, as well as information about post-transaction employment and other relevant data. Watson is looking for the court to order Activision to release a new SEC preliminary proxy statement that includes more facts and no untrue statements. Should the proposed transaction go through, Watson is looking for recessory damages. As part of the proposed transaction announced in January, Microsoft decided to buy Activision, and then it goes on just to talk about the rest. But it's interesting. So right now, apparently, a shareholder is suing because, in their opinion, in his opinion, with the lawyers, the SEC filing was not complete. So whatever information Microsoft provided for the SEC filing, in his opinion, is not complete. There's still missing information. Things need to be answered for. And that ultimately, this sale benefits the top level executives with very little, how would you say, benefits to the various shareholders within the company. You know, so in other words, the top level executives will get great benefits, but what's best for the company that's really an afterthought. So we'll start with B Staples, since you're an Xbox dude. What do you think about that? Do you think like, whatever the fuck, if it happens, it happens, if it don't, it don't? Or do you think this like Microsoft's going through too many layers trying to get Activision? Like, what's going on?
I think this is just someone that just wants some money. Sound like a fake story, in my opinion. I mean,
he wants to be an executive. He wants that bag.
Yeah, that's what it's because it came out that Bobby Kotick was really getting like 22 million or something. It wasn't like the 400 K that they that came out, and it sounded like he just won a bag, something similar to that. I don't know how you could say like, because they said it's not in the best interest of Activision, but then like what is like Bobby Kotick can't still be the CEO. I mean, he's horrible for the company. People, they're bleeding talent because of him. Like, you know, like, so what is the alternative? I don't get it. So it just like like what if it's not this, and if it's not Bobby Kotick being CEO, because if this doesn't go through, he's going back to just running the ship.
Yeah.
And they don't want that, because people are leaving because of him. So it's like, what is the alternative then? Them get bought out by Tencent or Facebook, or I don't know. Like, doesn't really make sense. But, you know, it sounds like a fake story. Someone just won a bag. So it sounds like to me, but what do I know? I'm not a business person.
All right. Jay Barry, I know because you're big on COD. So this is a big deal for you because it's COD. That's like the main game, right? So what do you think about this?
I say sue them motherfuckers. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Xbox the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
He's like, sue the motherfuckers. Oh,
absolutely.
Oh,
I don't want this deal to go through. I don't want this whole thing to go through, man. For Xbox and Microsoft and their money. You know what I mean? Leave COD alone. COD already struggling. I don't want Xbox to struggle. Microsoft can't manage shit.
You don't want that Xbox stench? As you say?
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely. Shit. Don't want that shit over there, man. COD already struggling, man. You know what I mean? He's going to struggle even more with these lazy motherfuckers that just want to put a foothold in gaming rather than elevate gaming. Microsoft doesn't want a status quo. Oh, we belong here because we bought these motherfuckers. They're not trying to push Call of Duty forward. They're not doing none of that shit. Yo, Activision investor, I agree with you 100%. Get them the fuck up out of here.
Dude, fucking Jay Barry.
Wait. Hold on. So Barry, let me ask a question, right? The report that that COD is skipping, what is it, next year? You think the acquisition of Microsoft had no hand in that? I know it's reported that it had none, but do you truly think that it had absolutely none? Like Bobby Kotick would let that happen?
No, it had no. Microsoft acquisition has no with that was something that was already being planned, because like I said, the Vanguard came out before the whole acquisition talk and whatnot, and Vanguard didn't really produce. Cold War didn't really produce as well either, you know what I mean? And I personally don't think it's going to be something true, because regardless of how good or bad the Call of Duty game is, it still makes a lot of money. So if it's a bad Call of Duty, it's still going to make a lot of... Look, I think one of the worst Call of Duties to come out was Modern Warfare. That shit sold like bang, like hotcakes.
You didn't like that one?
Yeah, that game was garbage.
Garbage. It's a great campaign, man.
Yeah, when I'm talking about, like, I'm not talking about the campaign, because I think the campaign was amazing. I'm just talking about multiplayer.
Oh, okay, okay, fair enough.
But I just feel that this is something that was already being in the process. If it's true, I don't think it's true, because I honestly don't think that Activision, Microsoft, whoever is gonna sacrifice not having a Call of Duty game there on annual release. And regardless, if they're trying to say, if we want quality in the Call of Duty, you want the fucking money. That's what the Call of Duty for the money. You know what I mean? Like the whole
is now, yeah.
Yeah, the whole reason of why you have 3 developers developing Call of Duty was for the whole quality thing. But the only reason that what messed up is that Sledgehammer was supposed to be doing their game when Cold War came out, but their game got held back, and then they forced Treyarch to push forward and put Cold War. Cold War was a rush game. That wasn't supposed to come out until last year with Vanguard. You know what I mean? That's when Cold War was. That was Treyarch's cycle. Treyarch got pushed up, and that's what threw off everything as far as the cycle that they have with Call of Duty. So I guess they want to go back. What's up?
Oh, sorry. I was going to say also with Sledgehammer, they had to rebuild that studio because the founders, Glenn Schofield and Michael Condrey, left after Call of Duty World War II came out. You know, of course, they're doing their own studios now with different publishers.
Yeah. The founders are like the head honchos of like Treyarch. They left too. Now they have Deviation Games. You know what I mean? So. That's amazing how the industry, kind of learns to take its best talent, and they end up going kind of outside of the normal system sometimes. So. Yeah, but to go with P-Rock, I'm with the investor.
Oh man.
He said go with that. All right. Hey, Project Cloud, you have any view about this? Do you even care? Well, like you said, you're a single player dude, so it probably doesn't.
Well, no, it does, because Call of Duty is my thing as far as single player, and this pertains to it. Oh yeah, I'm very, very much in Call of Duty campaigns, big time. I'll just eat it up, man. They just kind of give it to me. It's a polished game. It's exactly what I expect. Even if they're not trying to give me a good thing, they gave me a good thing. So what was I going to say about this? So it's almost because I think a few podcasts ago I was basically saying that Phil Spencer, right after the announcement came out, he was asked about, hey, did this sort of deal happen because Activision had issues, with culture and things that also pertain to Bobby Kotick himself, and they just sort of dodged the question, but everyone knew that, hey, Microsoft approached Activision because their stock price was down, and obviously from a not only from a stock price, but just somewhere, it's sort of the way that the corporate world now works. They're kind of realizing, hey, it makes sense to have new management over Activision. And of course, there's been reports that Bobby's going to end up leaving the company once Microsoft acquires, which would totally make sense. So I think some of the things that I suspected, at the outset are probably things that this investor, easily recognizes too. And I think there was even a report that came out in the last couple of weeks that was basically saying that, Microsoft directly approached Activision because of their drop in their price. And of course, that's due to, the report in the Wall Street Journal, basically. Mm-hmm. So, it's basically like if you use common sense and you use where does the money talk, you'll have your answers to these questions. And, this investor, I guess, is just thinking that, hey, Activision technically would be worth more money, maybe given more time, or if it wasn't just kind of rushed to have Microsoft acquire. So I don't know. I mean, I guess the investor is going to do what he thinks is best for his profits, and Microsoft and Activision will do what's best for what they think is, for their end. So, do as you please.
Okay. All right, so I just found that interesting. I mean, it just seems like there's so much behind it, and it is. It's a huge purchase within the gaming. The only thing I add to really this topic, and it's kind of slightly off, but it's still within the realm. A lot of people are talking about, monopoly, right? And many people are wondering, why is this such a big deal? Because there's so many developers out in the industry. There's so many publishers. Purchasing Activision is tiny compared to how many developers and publishers out there. So I say that to say this. It may not be about manpower and the amount of publishers and developers, but what it could be is money. Like, how much influence do the games Activision have in terms of gaming, and how much, what's their piece of the pie in the overall gaming industry? What's their piece of the pie in revenue in console gaming and PC gaming separately? So it could be, Federal Trade Commissions, the European Union are looking at that perspective, right? The best way I could explain it is, all right, let's pretend I'm just for the sake of math, let's pretend I'm a big corporation, like similar to Microsoft, right? And the gaming industry for third party, let's pretend there's 100 developers out there, right? And when you add all 100 developers, they equal $1 billion. I'll just use low numbers just for the sake of math, so that way everybody understands what I'm trying to say. And let's say I come out, Ortega Corporation, I'll be like, yo, I'm going to buy 2 developers. I want these 2 developers, and they're going to make games exclusively for me, right? And they're going to be like, okay, 2 out of 90, 100 ain't bad. There's still 98 developers. That's nothing, right? So that's not a monopoly. But what if those 2 developers actually make up 60% of the $1 billion revenue, and the other 98 developers only make up 40% combined? Wouldn't those 2 developers be very influential for my platform? You see what I'm saying? So it may not necessarily be resources in terms of personnel and company. It could be the influence the money generates within the industry. So I will say, and that's almost impossible to gauge. Only the Federal Trade Commissions will be able to gather those numbers and see how impactful, how impactful would the games and all the games and everything Activision does, Blizzard does, to include, cell phone games, because I think they own King. Is it King?
Yes.
Yeah, King. Yeah, they have King now.
Yeah, so they own King, right? So how
Candy
would
Crush.
Yeah, so how impactful would Microsoft controlling Activision and Blizzard and everything, and now technically, let's be honest, Microsoft talks about, we want to put our games everywhere. Well, Activision games is everywhere. It's already everywhere. Technically speaking, Microsoft buying Activision would not put their games everywhere. You would limit where the games are, because the games are already everywhere. That's already done. You don't have to do nothing. It's already there. But if Microsoft purchases it, there's potential where games will now be limited to specific platforms that only Microsoft says, So like, for example, if iPhone keeps saying, no to Game Pass, all right, cool. Well, you don't got Candy Crush no more on the iOS ecosystem. That impacts the industry, because now you're limiting where these games are at and the sales of these games. From where originally the games were already everywhere, generating revenue everywhere, now you limit it where? And, Federal Trade Commission, that's probably what they're looking at. Like, hey, what's going on here? Because, you preach about you want to play games everywhere, but you're about to take a company and all these assets, all these games, and there's potential you're going to limit where these games, even on phones. Because I guarantee King games won't be on iOS if Apple doesn't agree. Because I think Game Pass still is not allowed on Apple, right? Or is it?
Game Pass on Apple?
They have that app on there.
Is it Apple?
They have the app on there.
Oh, it's on there? Okay, so then it's fine. Because I remember they had issues trying to get Game Pass on. It was something issue, or was it in-game purchases they weren't allowed to do?
Yeah, I remember something with it, but yeah, I'm looking at a Game Pass app right here.
Okay, so they have, so then they should be fine then. Then they'll be fine then. But like a similar said, but that's the type of thing that Microsoft can do. Oh, you don't want Game Pass, then you're not going to get any of these games that were once already on your platform. And that, obviously Microsoft's taking, looking at their own self-interest, and they'll use this as leverage. But from the FTC, from the European Union, they don't give a damn about that. They're looking at it from the industry perspective, and they'll be like, as an industry, that's not a good decision. That hurts the industry because you're limiting where the games are going at, even though you're preaching, oh no, we're going to make sure the games are everywhere. I'm like, I don't know about that, buddy. But, so that's an interesting view. Let's move on to the next topic. I think, what was the next topic? Oh, reviewers that, they're saying they don't have to beat games to push out a review. What was it that you said, Jay Barry? The dude played for reviewed games for 8 years, and maybe only 10% he actually beat?
Yeah, this dude his name is Mike. He's Mike Rose. Yeah, Mike Rose. So this is his tweet. This is after Elden Ring reviews came out and all that. He said, "You don't need to finish a game to review it." Here's the crazy part now. And your editors shouldn't be asking you to do that, and especially when it would destroy you to do so. And this is the man profession to review games. He's telling his boss shouldn't be telling you to do what you do what you do, because that would destroy you to do your job. Now, he said, in my 8 years of reviewing video games, I probably finished around 10% of them, and my opinions were rarely out of line with others. He continues to say, if you're playing an 80 hours of a game for a review, I hope A, you're being given ample time to get through it, and B, you're being paid thousands, because otherwise you should not be fucking doing it.
Yo. All right, so first, shout out to Alizé187 for joining the channel. Welcome to 60FNL family. That's my boy. Thank you so much. So imagine if a general goes, "Hey, yo, Puerto Rock, you're a Marine, it's time to deploy." Hold up, sir. You shouldn't be asking me for that. Do you realize in combat I could be destroyed? No. No, sir. No, sir.
You're crazy.
Like what? That's your goddamn job. Like, so playing and beating video games will destroy you.
That's what the man said, bro.
Especially when you chose to be a reviewer. That's what you want to do. No one's asking. No one's forcing you to review a game. You say, "Hey, yo, I want to get hired to review games." Oh, you want to review games? All right, cool. Hey, here's the game. We need you to beat it and get it for the review. Hold up. Wait, what? You want me to actually play this game and to give you a review? And if I was his boss, I'll be confused. I'll be like, "Wait, what? Like, you mad at me because I'm making you play a game so you can review? Motherfucker, you sent the application to me. I didn't come looking for you. You said, 'Hey, yo, Puerto Rock, yo, I'm a reviewer. I can review these games.' Hell, I'm looking at experience. You saying you playing all these games, and I'm like, all right, cool. You have great credentials. Play the game, review them, and tell the people subscribing to my magazine how the game is." Nah, son. You know what? I ain't got time to. Yo, I got a life to live. Yeah, motherfucker, you got a life to live. Well, how well is your life when I don't pay your ass?
Oh, exactly.
How you like that life? No checks. Like, what do you think I'm gonna pay you for? You better play this damn game. Like, what is going on here? Yo, imagine we got reviewers who telling us how movies and shows are, and we found out they didn't even watch them.
Yep. That's basically what he's saying right there, bro.
Like, what? Yo, B Staples, bro. What's going on, man? I blame Xbox for this shit, bro.
What?
I blame Xbox.
I blame Xbox and Game Pass for this shit.
We didn't go through this bullshit during the Nintendo Genesis era. We didn't go through this during Nintendo PlayStation era. You know what? I don't even blame Xbox. I blame Game Pass. It's Game Pass fault. Somehow, I don't know how, but it's Game Pass fault. Now I'm playing. But B Staples, what do you think about that? A dude's telling you, "Hey, yo, imagine a dude was like, yo, B Staples, yo, there's this new restaurant out the block. Yo, that shit is banging. Yo, you need to cop it." And you be like, "Yo, but I heard the food's expensive." "Yo, don't worry about that, dog. That shit is slamming." And then you ask him, "Damn, so you really like the food you ate there?" Well, you see, I didn't actually eat there. You know what I'm saying? I just looked at the menu online, so I assume it's banging. What would you say to that dude, Staples?
That he should get out my face.
Yeah, but you better get out my face for your bull. Like, what is wrong with you? You hyping up a restaurant you didn't even eat there? Man, you better kiss my ass. Get out of here with this. I ain't trying to listen to you, dog. Like, yo, but here's the insanity behind this. The game reviewers are admitting it. And you got a game reviewer that's telling you he ain't beating games. And no one says nothing to him. And I could come out hot. Game Pass sucks. Shut his channel down, son. Like, what is going on in the gaming community? These guys are so bold that they're literally telling us to our face, like, "Yo, bro, I'm telling you this game sucks, but I didn't play it." What?
Don't ask. How dare you tell me to finish it? That's the attitude. Like, yo, P-Rock, the fact that the gaming industry and people that work under there didn't even address this man. Yo, I went live and I scrolled through the man's Twitter and his responses. Not one other blue check mark from an influencer or other game reviewer. Cause you know you have a reputation. Like,
yeah.
What you did in the Marines? Like, what was your position in the Marines?
Oh, so like what's my MOS?
Yeah.
Oh, communications maintenance.
Right, so you're a part of communication maintenance, and other people that work around you are part of communication maintenance. And somebody is backlashing. It's like, yo, I never did nothing in there. Everybody that work in communication maintenance is lazy. They don't do their job. Yo, you would attack that. Like, nah, you're not going to attack my position and try to defame what I do.
No, first I asked, oh shit, when you joined the Marines and became one of us? Oh, well, technically, I never joined. How the fuck you know, man? If you don't get your punk ass out of here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Exactly.
Yo,
but nobody came in and yo, go I'll put the link. Go and you see no link for nobody.
I'm telling you, I know what I'm gonna do when I retire from the Marines. I'm gonna be a game reviewer. And go ahead and tell me something. Tell me something, bro. I'm gonna review. B Staples. I'm gonna review all the Xbox games.
And you gonna call them trash for not even touching them?
It's the easiest job to get. It's the easiest job.
Like, you literally getting a job without having to do the job. And if they try to make you do the job, you're gonna look at the boss. How dare you? Who the hell you think you are telling me to work and do this? What?
Yo, somebody told me this. Somebody told me this, yo. They say, yo, these reviewers are so bold that they will half-ass their job and be brass about it. But if the employee was to half-ass your paycheck, you see them calling up the union. They'll be making a whole bunch of tweets like, yo, I ain't getting paid. But, yo, you're not doing your job to the fullest. Yo, it's crazy, man.
I would understand if he would have came out, hey, there are games I reviewed that I haven't beat, but it was because it was given to me 2 days or 1 day prior to when I had to have the review submitted. So this is a company editor issue, not a reviewer issue. If he would have came out like that, like let's say if I'm a reviewer, right? And the editor, my boss comes out, hey, we got you Elden Ring. Yeah, we need you to have this review in 2 days. I'm going to be like, 2 fucking days, bro. Like, what the fuck you want me to do in 2 days? And it's like Tuesday. It's not even the weekend. It's like Tuesday. You got to have this ready out by Thursday before the game comes out. I'm like, bro. And it's like Tuesday, 10 o'clock at night. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm going to play as much as I can within the time I got.
Review in progress.
And then review and whatever. Like, but let's say if the editor doesn't give me that choice. He's like, no, you're going to write a review. I'm like, can I do a review in progress? And then, no, review. Full review, score it, submit it. And I need it on my desk Thursday.
I will say
I'm going to be like, all right, bro, fuck it. You know, if he would have said that, then we could be like, all right, there's a problem within the industry where the reviewers are not getting their copies of games in time, and the editors are not giving these reviewers enough time to play the game based on a constrained window. I could respect that.
You mentioned that in your review, then.
Yeah. You know,
I don't really accept it, but at least you should be mentioning that I did not complete this game.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I would say that too. Yeah, it's been like, hey, this review is based on X amount of hours, X amount of stuff, X amount of things I did, and based on this, blah blah. Yeah, I will try to be very honest about it. But I can understand. But let's say if the editor won't let you write that, because the editor has the final say. That's why they're called the editors. They edit. That's what they do. They're like, nope, we're lining this shit out, line this shit out. Nope, right? But let's say during your reviews, you can't mention this stuff because your boss won't let you. But let's say you're not working for your boss no more. And you come out with a tweet because, fuck it, I don't work for this motherfucker no more. I'm going to say my shit. This is a fucking problem in the industry. I'm going to let you know while I work for this company, this is how they ran business. I can respect that. Because you're pointing a problem out and you're letting the community know, hey, you guys getting the info. If you want this shit to change, you got to go at the editors and not the game reviewers. I can respect that. But he didn't say any of that shit. He literally, like you said, was like, nah, son, you can't make me review a game and try to beat it for a review. What is wrong with you? You know how crippling that is? That shit will destroy my life. Like, what? That's your job. Like, if you ain't doing this, then what are you doing? What am I paying you for?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I will say that I was listening to Colin Moriarty because he addressed this on his latest podcast, and he used to be a reviewer for IGN for like close to 10 years, he said. And he said that he beat every game he ever reviewed. So it's not this guy Mike Ross, whatever, I don't know what site he's from that he was reviewing, but I don't think this is industry wide.
Well, this is not the first time. We heard other developers said the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, it's crazy.
just we have an example with Elden Ring, bro. We have an example with Days Gone. The developer says straight up, a lot of people that reviewed our game didn't finish it.
Now I'm gonna tell you, and some games is critical because like Days Gone If let's say you only played it up to like the third camp, you're not going to give it a good review. Because even I was like, man, this game is pretty rough. Up until you get the third camp and you start doing the stuff in the third camp, that looks good now. The game got a lot better after the third camp. But but the thing is, it takes so long to get to the third camp. It's a pretty long game, right? So I'm like, man, the first camp, that segment was like second camp. I'm like, man, this game's pretty rough. And people be like, no, get to the third camp. Get to the third camp. I'm like, all right. Once I get to the third camp, it got much better. The experience, you got more weapons. It's just infinite. It's night and day. Once you get to the third camp, that part from third camp on is a much better experience as compared to the beginning first two camps. And the first two camps is long. There's a lot of shit you gotta do. But if you only play the game up to, like, let's say you finish the second camp and then you stop there, that game's not gonna get a good review. Because it's not, up to that point, it's not really good. You're like, oh boy. And if you think that's how the rest of the game is, then you did the game a disservice. Because once you hit the third camp, it gets really, really good. It spikes up. I don't think games should be like that. I don't think a game needs to take 20 hours to get good. They should, the pacing should be a little bit better. Because you don't want to play a game for 20 hours before it starts to get good. Not many people do that. You know what I'm saying? So Just a Guy, thank you for the super chat. He said Xbox is pathetic. Oh my god. RIP, Trashbox, Series L, no exclusive, all games on PC day one, forever in third place as it should be. Irrelevant console confirmed. God damn, Just a Guy's like, he ain't playing.
Oh, they forever in third place for real. Did you see the latest game industry biz news?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. That's
crazy, bro.
Ramon Terrell. He says, imagine reviewing from dusk till dawn and not watching that to the end. You know what I'm saying? Imagine watching a movie and you shut it off before the homicide scene. Bruh. You missing out. Like, what are you doing? Shout out to Ramon.
Like you reviewing Shutter Island, but then get to the whole point of the movie at the end, like that explains everything. You're like, oh, this movie, crazy.
My man Ramon, he wrote 2 books. He has 2 amazing books out. Imagine somebody only reading half of his book and then criticizing the whole book. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't like that, would you? And I'm like, what is this dude talking about? Did you read my whole book? Like, it's crazy. Just a Guy. He says it's time for Xbox to officially die and a worthy competitor to PlayStation to rise from its pathetic ashes. Rest in peace, Trashback Series L. No exclusive. Just a Guy. I have a feeling Just a Guy was one of those dudes that bought into Cole Eastwood and Dealer Gaming's,
Just a Guy. He was an Xbox dude.
Oh, he got pissed. Oh, they screwed him over. They made a whole new enemy. Phil got these bots.
You nailed it on the coffin, bro. You nailed it there.
Because he sounds really mad. Like, this is like, I spent $500, you mother effers. You did this shit to me? You did this to me? He sounds pissed as hell. Just a Guy, another super chat. Thank you, my brother. He says, Phil got these bots worshipping multiplat to down true PlayStation exclusive. It truly does not get more pathetic than this. Rest in peace, Trashbox Series L. He ain't, and my man, Just a Guy. Sifu is a masterpiece. Definitely, man. That game, I still haven't beat that game yet. Oh my god. I gotta get back to that. Jesus. Sifu, that shit's hard. I ain't gonna lie. It's a great game, but I will beat it. Alright? Oh man. This is crazy.
Where you at in Sifu?
Sifu, so I pass. So you have the warehouse, the club. What's after the club?
Museum.
The museum. So that's where I'm at.
The museum getting to the boss the first time, that's the.
So is that the last stage?
Nah, the sanctuary is the last stage. You got 2 more to go.
Okay, so I got museum and sanctuary.
So you got museum, tower, then sanctuary.
Oh, motherfucker. But what I have been doing is I have been putting effort into permanently unlocking skills. Because I have a feeling.
Yeah, that's a smart way.
I have a feeling I'm kind of like farming to unlock my skills. So, because I have a feeling that's really what it's about. Just get the skills unlocked and then really do the thing to push forward. Just a Guy again. He says, super chat. He says, I left in 2018. Don't worry. My man found greatness. All right.
I told you, you hit it right on the nose, bro.
I can tell, I know, I sense people. I got spidey senses. I got the Peter tingle, as they say in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. J-Bar, you brought up a good point. So, I even made a tweet, so I'll read it for everybody. So 2021 console gaming market grew to $60 billion for annual revenue, and it set the record, right? So it says annual spending hit a record high of $60 billion in 2021, and the breakdown by platform, and this is strictly console gaming specifically, $60 billion was spent in console gaming across accessories, consoles, games, subscription services, the whole shebang. And the breakdown is number one PlayStation at 46% of the revenue, right? So almost half of the $60 billion. So that's like just what? Around 28 billion, 29 billion, maybe 27 billion. Coming in at number 2 is Nintendo at 29%, a decrease by 2%. And then number 3, obviously, because there's only 3, is Xbox at 25%. They increased by 1%. And I will say the main point about this, a lot of people are wondering, well, if PlayStation has 46% of the revenue market in console gaming, why are they worried about Activision? And I think B Staples, you brought up that point, which is a good point.
Yeah.
It was a great point. B Staples brought up the point, replied, then why is everybody stressing Microsoft purchasing Activision when Sony out here gobbling 46%? And what I explained, and Staples understood immediately, was that while Sony has 46% of the market, it is powered by multiplats, which is still available primarily on Microsoft Xbox, not so much on Nintendo, because Nintendo do the whole thing, maybe some games like Fortnite or whatever, but it's not like the 46% is locking out majority of the games out of Xbox ecosystem. The games are still shared in the overall industry. What Microsoft could potentially do with the Activision Blizzard purchase is take a lot of these games, pull them away from PlayStation, pull them away from Nintendo, and now the industry as a whole, while Microsoft might benefit individually, the industry as a whole might drop in revenue making, because now PlayStation and whatever Nintendo participates in, they don't have access to those games. Therefore, those games aren't selling in those ecosystems anymore. It's strictly Microsoft. And Microsoft may not be able to create the revenue to match what would have been sold on PlayStation. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So basically, okay, so I guess
let me put it to numbers, right? Let's pretend Call of Duty, I'm just making up numbers so that way everybody has an idea. Let's say on PlayStation every year it makes $4 billion. I'm just making up numbers. I'm specifically on PlayStation. Overall in the industry it's like 10 to 12 billion, right? But on PlayStation, out of, let's say, 10 billion, right? I'm just making up numbers for the sake of argument. So let's say Call of Duty generates $10 billion across all platforms, but specifically on PlayStation, $4 billion. Microsoft buys Activision, takes Call of Duty away from PlayStation. Microsoft's revenue increased by $1 billion, but that's not enough to cover the $4 billion that is now gone. So now the industry, which was at $12 billion, went down to $9 billion. Because it lost $3 billion. Because Microsoft went up by $1 billion, but it didn't go up the full $4 billion. So now the Call of Duty industry went from 10. I was using 10 as a number. So it lost $4 billion, went up 1, so now it's at $7 billion. So it went from a $10 billion industry game to $7 billion. Because Microsoft couldn't make up the difference of loss of sales on the PlayStation platform. And that's what I was trying to say. You understand? So while, yes, PlayStation has 46%, but it's still accessible across the industry. If you take games away from a platform that's very successful, Microsoft has to make up those numbers, but the chances are is very low on that. So that's how people look at it from an industry perspective. Can these moves drop the industry down? Sure, it's beneficial to Microsoft themselves, but the overall industry could suffer because Microsoft's trying to do their own thing. And that's what people have to look at.
Okay, so assuming the Activision deal goes through, what number will Microsoft be at? They won't be at 26. They'll be much higher than that. Like, what number will they be at? They'll jump Nintendo when the Activision deal goes through. I don't know what number.
So here's the thing.
Assuming COD is multiplat, I'm assuming they'll keep COD multiplat. I don't think they'll take it away. So assuming COD multiplat, you go.
So let's say COD is not multiplat, and this is the point I'm trying to say. So let's say COD is not multiplat. Let's say Microsoft, just assuming, just for the sake of argument. So let's say right now the industry is at $60 billion, right? And Microsoft has 25% of the cut, whatever. Let's say Activision, Blizzard, They purchase them. Now they keep all the games away from PlayStation, all the games away from Nintendo, right? And because of that, more revenue is strictly going towards Microsoft. And let's say they jumped to, let's say, like 33%, 34%. I'm making up a number. So that's good for Microsoft, right? They jumped to 34%. But what if that $60 billion number dropped to $42 billion? Because a lot of the money was on the PlayStation, but it's not there no more. Because you pulled it away. So while Microsoft's percentage of the cut got bigger, the actual pie got smaller. I'm just making up numbers. Do you understand now, B Staples? So sure, Microsoft got a bigger cut, but the pie shrunk. Because you limited where the revenue is coming from. By pulling it away from PlayStation. By pulling it away Nintendo. Because they cannot participate now in helping Call of Duty sell and make that money for the overall industry growth. And the reason why FTC and European Union are interested in this, because a lot of people are thinking, why do they even care then? It's because of taxes. FTC, the government, wants to tax $60 billion. They don't want to tax $40 billion. They want the gaming industry to make more money, because more money means more sales tax. You know what I'm saying? So from a government perspective, they like to hear the gaming industry is at $60 billion. They're like, woo, that's a lot of business. That's a lot of corporate tax. That's a lot of sales tax that we getting. They don't want to hear, because of Microsoft, wait a minute, you shrunk the industry down to $50 billion. Like, what the fuck? You're fucking with our money now. So look at it that way. That's really what they care about. Let's be honest. The governments only care about the industry from a perspective of what they can get out of the industry, which is taxes. Sales tax, corporation tax, that's what they want out of it. And if Microsoft could potentially reduce taxes, then they're not going to go with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to eat, and they want to make sure that whatever they're eating doesn't get impacted from Microsoft. So it's not just Sony, whatever. That's really what the FTC's, and that's what they're really doing. Like, if this move happens and Microsoft makes these moves, how can it potentially impact the industry overall? And if some people are advising FTC, this could potentially, shrink the industry. Like, that's in not generate the revenue, like the projected revenue, like the revenue they're making now and the projected revenue they're going to make, that could all change. And it could be lower and less, which means we're going to get less money through taxes. They're going to be like, oh, hell no. We're not trying to hear this shit. You're not trying to fuck with our pockets in the government just because you want to do this, And I think that's the reason why the president of Microsoft and all of Microsoft are like, no. We're still going to sell these games on PlayStation. Hell, we're even considering Nintendo. And I think that's the concern they're addressing. Government, you're going to get your check. We're going to make sure we don't mess with your pockets. And I think that's really what it's about. I think Microsoft's trying to make sure they're not going to mess with the pockets of, government taxes. I think that's just my personal opinion. It's not factual. I'm not backing it up with fact. I just think that's what it is. I think Microsoft's trying to make sure that they're not going to mess with the money the government gets from the gaming industry. Because remember, gaming industry is bigger than the movie, music, and American sports combined. The revenue that the gaming industry brings is bigger than movies, music, and American sports combined. That's crazy. So you know how much money and taxes these dudes are paying to the government? Governments are getting these checks from the gaming industry. They're getting checks. They're getting these taxes. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you guys think? I mean, I don't think there's much to think about. Let me ask B Staples. Are you surprised at how big of a gap is, especially with the moves Microsoft made over the last 2-3 years? Would you think it would have been closer by now? Or do you still believe that Microsoft still has a long way to go to really capture the market? Before this news, did you think it would have been much closer? Or do you think, Microsoft still has work to do?
Hold on, P-Rod. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. Okay.
Do I have to get my gas mask? Do we have to sound the alarm?
I haven't been on the podcast for 2 weeks.
All right.
Hold on. B Staples, hold on.
All right.
Because we are missing the actual true story here with this topic.
Oh shit.
That we have Nintendo.
Please do tell.
At 29% of the market over Microsoft 25%. Even though Microsoft has embraced digital content, services like Xbox Live Gold, what's it called? Xbox Live Gold, Xbox Game Pass, and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. But yet, Nintendo with the one little service, Nintendo Online.
Dog shit online.
Yeah.
No multiplats.
Regardless on what Nintendo has when it comes to first party games, the fact that they have a lead over Xbox, Microsoft in the market share is crazy to me. But Microsoft,
why is that crazy?
Because Microsoft has embraced a lot of things. This is why I'm talking about why it's crazy. All the talk about what Xbox is doing and all the praise that you see on Twitter and YouTube and all that stuff, it don't match up when the numbers come out. That's what's crazy. Everybody's like, Game Pass is this, Game Pass is that, games of gold, digital services. Oh, I get to play this. Xbox has this, Minecraft, this game, Sea of Thieves, all this stuff. Look at the player base, 20 million players, 20 this, that. When the numbers come out, it don't match up. Somebody's lying over there at Microsoft. Either the fan base or Xbox themselves. Somebody is lying. Yo, they said Microsoft, you even had an increase. Nintendo had a decrease. They had a 2% drop from 2020 to 2021. Microsoft had a 1% uprise from 20 to 2021. And yo, the fact that it's just a 1% of all the stuff that people be clicking and clacking on Twitter and on YouTube, Nintendo still surpassed you? 29%. The numbers don't match up.
B Staples.
Well, in the case of Nintendo,
B Staples like, God damn it, bro. Microsoft.
In the case of Nintendo, they sell the most first party. You know, Mario Kart had like 40 million right now. Wait. And they basically sell the most hardware because the Switch is gonna pass like the DS and the PS2. So Nintendo's not out here doing nothing. I know people like ignore Nintendo, kiddie games, yada, yada, yada. But, I mean, they win MPD every month. Like, that happens. You know, they dominate Japan. Like, Japan is Nintendo land. But that's dominated by Nintendo.
That doesn't equate for what they're associating with the numbers and the market share. You also got to incorporate the services that Microsoft has more. You guys claim that it's 20 million, 30 million people on Game Pass. You have people on Games with Gold that you need to play online. You have stuff that in their store, they have their battle passes. They got Halo. You bragged about Halo, 15 million. You bragged about Forza, 20 million people playing. It's not adding up, brother. The numbers are not adding up. Somebody over there lying and somebody over there fluffing.
Listen, I don't know how many people is in that Nintendo online service, but I'm going to assume, because Nintendo fans, they buy anything they put out. I'm going to assume it's probably more than Game Pass.
They bought a cardboard box.
They bought a cardboard box. You know what I'm saying? They buy anything Nintendo gives them. So I'm going to assume there's more people on, Nintendo Switch Online than Game Pass. Because they support, Nintendo fans are the most dedicated in gaming. They buy anything Nintendo put out.
How many platforms is Game Pass on, brother?
It's on PC and phones and consoles.
These things are being associated with the numbers as far as the market share. Microsoft is not just about the console sale and the game sale. What they're saying here is also the services that it being equated for. The times the game services as well. The battle passes that people have in these games that are a part of the Xbox store. Are you telling me that people are not buying DLC content or microtransaction or battle pass stuff in these from the Xbox store?
Hey, B Staples, before you answer, because you know J Bar is slick. He's from New York. He's a slick dude, right? So you know what I'm saying? But you sound like you upstate though. You upstate or you from the city?
No.
You sound like a little bit of Rochester. You from Rochester, Yonkers?
No,
you from Yonkers?
What's that, Long Island?
You from Long Island? Where you from? Suffolk County? Where you from? Where? What borough? Rep your borough.
I'm in Queens, bro.
Queens. And you know, like Queens or like Nassau County border. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like what's going on here? Like, you know, you're on the Nassau County, but you're only like 100 feet away from Queens, so like you repping Queens. Like, nah, I'm playing, right?
Nah, I'm in Queens. I am close to Nassau though. Nassau not far. Okay,
so you're like in like Kew Gardens type Queens and shit. Like, what's going on here? Like, what?
I'm in Cambria Heights, which is like. That's close. That's like close to Linden, like on Linden Boulevard.
Okay, all right. So now, before he sets you up, look at my screen. So he's saying you up.
Oh my god. Yo, I can't condone what these guys say, bro. I'm not him.
B Staples, they need you, bro. See, when I told you, you're not the Xbox community don't deserve you. They don't. You know, you pick another community, PC, PlayStation, Nintendo. But Xbox don't really deserve you because they deserve who they have, but they need you right now. Because look, this is like you gotta ask yourself, like, man, these Xbox dudes, be setting themselves up all the time. This is a real tweet. This is not doctored,
bro. I'm not co-signing that. Not yet. Not yet.
Oh,
this is why I say, yo, it's somebody fluffing. The stuff that they say on Twitter and YouTube, it don't match up with when the actual numbers come out. And we know why Microsoft tend to, hide them numbers. Oh, shit. They don't match up.
Yo, shit, this is 40, man. Yo, this is crazy, man. My man, B Staples like, my god damn it, bro. Like, yo, there's only so much you can do, right? Like,
bro, I can't control what these guys say, bro. I have my opinions and what I say.
But I feel you though. When Nintendo, I feel you. Nintendo's a beast, man. Even their console, even though it's like 4 or 5 years old, whatever, it came out in 2017. During the holidays, it was like sold out. Like it was hard to find. And I'm like, yo, how is the Switch hard to find? That shit's been out for like 4 years. Like, what the?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Yo, that shit.
And they got Japan on lock too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They it is what it is.
Oh man, it's good. Yo, man, what a way, man. You know what? So I'm gonna end the show with this. With Xbox is the market leader at 25%. Yo, this is wild. Oh, how could you not like console wars, bro? Other than like the bullshit, racism, evil shit, but like just the jokes like this. This shit is funny, bro. This shit is funny. You gotta love it, bro. I love this shit. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. I know Project Cloud. I didn't even get Project Cloud's last comments, man. What'd you think about this, man? 46%, 29%, 25%, and Co out here saying Xbox is the market leader. What's going on? What nonsense is this? What's happening?
I mean, look. I mean, out of fairness, I mean, he's probably.
He said, "Fuck." Like God, okay. Like if you were his lawyer, what are you saying right now to the jury?
I'm saying I'm talking Game Pass. I'm talking
plead insanity. Yeah, Yana, we're pleading insanity.
I'm talking. We got 2 consoles out there right now. You know, things like that, but. No, I mean, look, a statement like that, you know, Game Pass. I mean, look, is it necessarily my preferred model? No, I like the traditional gaming model, but I understand that, you know, things are definitely changing, and you know, with probably Spartacus going to be announced, you know, this month, you know, with the changes that'll involve with PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. You know, I mean, Sony is increasingly heading in this direction. Now, whether or not they ever go full Game Pass the way Xbox does remains to be seen. But it's definitely look. I can say this: it's an attractive model if you can produce really great, compelling content. Like it's a great model. It saves gamers money, especially if they continue to play games every month. So I love it in theory, but I just question whether or not it's economically viable. Maybe for Microsoft it is in the temporarily, but still, it's going to take a lot of subscribers to really make it a profitable business out of just Game Pass alone.
Yeah.
So I wish them the best, but you know, even now, like, you know, I have. You know, a couple different things, like I have a 6-month Game Pass or whatever, or something like that I can eventually apply. I haven't applied it yet because you know why? I just don't have a game yet that I really want to play right now.
Yeah. So as far as profitability, Microsoft's definitely losing money on Game Pass, but that's That's inherent to the service, because all streaming providers go through that phase. They go through the phase where they go months, years, depending on how fast they could get subscribers. Like Netflix went years going into debt until they finally reach the subscriber peak numbers to get back some of the money, right? Spotify went through it. I think Spotify's still going through it, and they're like at 200 million. But they say
like 500 million.
Well, 500 million and then 200 million paid subscribers. But they're quote unquote, it's the growth phase, right? That's what they call it, growth phase. So like the loss is expected in order to achieve that growth where you eventually whatever. So Microsoft is going through that. They're going through that growth phase, right? The question is, I don't think Sony's interested in the growth phase. There's no reason to. Their games sell. Like, why would they go to a model from, holy shit, we're selling now $70 games and they're successful, to, hey, I got a great idea. Let's do this model so we can lose money when we're making so much. Like, it doesn't make sense for them. So that's why, and I think, like, the Japanese business mindset, that's not acceptable to the company. It's going to be hard to convince, the Japanese CEOs and shareholders to buy into a plan that will result in losing money, yet you're still making these big blockbuster multi-million-dollar games. But the end result is you're losing money, so that way 4 or 5 years from now, you can make money. And then the shareholder goes, they raise their hand, or we could just keep selling the game and make money right now. Like, what are you doing? Like this doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the fine line between Sony doing day and day. Microsoft is, I don't think they're willing to do the whole growth phase. They're not going to, they have no interest. When you think about it, right? And I will say, I'm confident that you won't see day and day big blockbuster games. You might see indies or games like Shadow War, indie smaller games, but like the big blockbuster exclusives, because Sony has their own movie studios, right? They're very connected. They have insane amount of content, yet they have no interest in creating their own streaming service. Why?
Yeah.
Why are they getting in, with Netflix? Why come they're not doing their own shit? They have tons of shit. They have insane amount of content. They could legitimately do their own streaming service, but they won't. They have no interest in that. Why? Because they have no interest in getting into a business where you're going to start out losing money because of shows. Why do that when we could just make a deal with Netflix and make money right off the bat for the same thing? You stream our movies. The only difference is when you stream our movies, we're not losing money. We're making money. So that's why I don't think Sony's interested in that growth thing.
Right. So, I mean, well, I will mention that, Jim Ryan has talked about, it's a video interview where he says in general, like, he does, want to be able to get to hundreds of millions of players as opposed to just tens of millions. But even when he says that, that's still not a statement of, oh, we're eventually going to do Game Pass. Because even now, Game Pass, I mean, think about it. AAA gaming, it only has so much growth potential. Like, I mean, the people that really want, and I get it, there might be parts of the world that just don't really have access to it like we do in the U.S., for example. So that is something to consider, accessibility of consoles and just people's ability to buy stuff. But outside of that, let's just say the U.S., for example, it's a very saturated market. I mean, granted, I know there's new kids that come up and, the parents are gamers and their kids become gamers too. So I understand there's growth, there's a natural growth. But as of like right now, I mean, we're also in a weird circumstance where, Horizon Forbidden West, a lot of people are going to wait for the PS5. But let's just take a step back, like 2020 games, Ghost of Tsushima. That sold about as many units as it's going to have ever sold.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You can say, okay, everybody, you can just go get this on the service for cheaper, but that's just going to mean everyone's going to play it up front, and you're going to lose all that revenue that you would have gotten from selling it individually. So you might as well, I mean, let me say it this way. If your business is selling hardware, and you're in it to make money, it's much more difficult because Sony is in the PlayStation business because of profit. Microsoft, of course, I think Xbox is profitable right now, but ultimately right now they're in investment mode with Xbox.
Yes.
So that is two dramatically different things. because Xbox is hoping to, basically become the dominant player at some point. At least that's their hope.
Yeah.
Sony's going to give them a tough challenge for sure, and are doing that. But if you're investing to be number one versus you are number one because you're really profitable right now, that's not something you're going to want to give up. So, you might, if you're going to continue making dedicated consoles, and I hope Sony does that as long as I'm alive, and beyond, that will kind of have the same model we have. Otherwise, if you're just going to go to a service model where you can play games on your TV, your smartphone, anywhere you want, and a service model that Microsoft has makes sense. But if your business is about core AAA console games that you play because you own a PlayStation 5, for example, and the current model is the right one, especially for single player games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just a guy, another super chat. He said, I wish Xbox the worst. Game Pass is part of the reason why Xbox has no exclusive, and Halo sadly is garbage. Not even Master Chief can save that trash box. Man, this guy. He bought the Xbox One X day one, and he's like, man, what is this? King Prel? Shout out. What's going on, brother? He said, the issues with Xbox is they don't make new IPs that attract new audiences. They are also lacking in the Japanese games. They need new experiences. Great comments. All right. So great posts. All right. So I think we're going to leave it at that. I think, we took V-Staples to court. Goddamn 25%. Nintendo's wiping the floor with Xbox.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever. Jay Barry spoke the truth. He spoke from the heart. He's like, wait a minute. Hold up here. Hold up. Yeah, Porter Rock. Hold up. We gonna ignore Nintendo in second? And they don't even have Call of Duty?
Yeah, I'm saying, bro. It's like, crazy,
but I've been done said that in a serious tone of conversation, too much praise is given to Microsoft for something they have not done yet. You understand what I'm saying? It's like your kid is going to college and you're already celebrating they graduated and got their bachelor's. Like, bro, they got 4 years. You gotta let them go through the grind. They gotta go through the classes. They gotta go through the exams. Sure, you can recognize the attempts Microsoft moving. You could recognize that and appreciate the moves Phil is attempting to make to see whatever. But it seems like they're already congratulating him on success that he hasn't achieved yet. The moves he made isn't a success. It's attempting to get success, but they still have to go through the motion. They have to deliver, the promise or the vision. It has to be delivered. So I could understand, there's a lot of celebration on something that hasn't been fulfilled yet, if that makes sense, right? But anyway, we're going to cut the show. We're going to go down the line. While you hear everybody's outros, please hit the like button. Shout out to the membership. Hey, membership is live. So you want to rock out. I know it's been requested. It was something I wasn't interested in. But there was a lot of people, hit him up in the chat that was telling me, hey, they don't get to go to the show live. They want to show support and stuff like that. But anyway, so it is live. I stopped being lazy. And thank you so much. But thank you so much for commenting. We're going to start out with B Staples. What's your outro? Are you going to save this Xbox Nation? Because they need you, bro. He's like, nah.
Look, man.
He's like, fuck them.
These dudes, like, you know what? Look, all right. So outro, I'm saying, play these games, man. That's all I can say. Play these damn games.
Ooh, I like it. See, that's why I fucks with you, B Staples. I fucks with this dude.
Nice, short and sweet, man. Play these
goddamn games. Jay Breezy, Jay Barry, the best list on YouTube. What's up, PlayStation? Every Saturday.
Sir.
2K, bro.
We had 2K, man. You know what I mean?
Mystic, Sean Layden, Colin Moriarty. Like, bro, are you going to get Mark Cerny up in there or some shit? Can we get Mark Cerny?
Listen, man. 2022 is going to be a very good
Neil Druckmann? Can we get Neil Druckmann? Come on. How far are you going to go?
Yo, we aiming for the big wigs, man.
The sky's the limit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God bless you, man.
Yeah, man. But nah, we definitely gonna be hitting up people in the community as well, because we know we have people, we interact with on the show as well. So it's not just gonna be like these big wigs coming on here. You know what I mean?
Yo, get Jay Raymond on the show. It would be interesting to hear what she's been doing. You know,
if she come on show, I'm a holla at her. Real talk.
You know,
Hope she not married.
No, that's what I'm saying. No. Send me on the podcast. I need to be a guest too.
I got you.
Nah. My wife hears that shit. She be like, man, I'm gonna blow this shit up. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? But Jay Breeze is gonna be like, yo, I'm a holla though. I'm
Absolutely. Ain't no shame in my game. You know,
that's what I'm talking. That's gonna be the first question. You know, Persona's gonna be like, hey, we have a couple of questions. So about your new game, Barry's like, hold on. Are you single?
I don't see no ring on that finger.
I see no ring, and so I just need to know. And there goes snap, my man. But anyway, let them know, when is it? Saturdays.
Yeah, man. What's Up PlayStation podcast? It's a podcast that me and my bro Gaming with Persona we created, and we are in 72 episodes in. This Saturday is gonna be 73. It's gonna be a good one, man. But I appreciate everybody that came through, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. You know what I mean? Join the membership gang on my man P Rock channel, and you know what I mean? Congrats P Rock on the 7K subscribers, man. That's a great feat right there.
Thank you so much. And Project Cloud, your outro, brother.
Yeah, I'm not sure I have much more to say. I think my last, a couple of minutes of saying what I had to say about Game Pass is about it. But thanks for having me on for the podcast, man. It's always a pleasure to talk and be pro PlayStation and yet try to be fair to the Xbox people at the same time.
Nothing but fair. Truly appreciate it. Of course, you guys are always welcome here. And everybody else, past members, you're still welcome. You could hop in anytime. Don't be afraid. We're cordial. We're very cordial in this podcast. We're professionals here. We're professional grades. Anyway, this is your boy, Puerto Rock 77, your only friend in these streets, and we are out of here. Hey, thanks for rocking out. Appreciate it. Thank you for being part of this journey. Next up, 10K. We going for that 10K, bro. That's the next step. You know what I'm saying? What's Up PlayStation's going for that 5K, and we still trying to convince Staples to start his own shit to save Xbox, because they hurting out there. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we are. He's like, nah, you're on your own. I'm just gonna play these games, and I'm gonna mind my business. Especially after
That's basically what I do.
Yo, that shit with Coke that broke him. He's like, oh my god. That's it. He's done. He's done with y'all. He's just gonna mind his business, play these games, and do what he do best, and play these games. Yo.